going on? The Triple B was supposed to get held high going into All in London. The Triple B was supposed to be the prize that Will Ospreay fights for to finally get his moment at Wembley Stadium. The Triple B now stands for broken, bankrupted, and bamboozled. MJF had the match won. Kenny Omega was puckering up to get ready to kiss the Dynamite Diamond Ring. Will Ospreay interferes and mess things up. You caused a catastrophe by ruining the biggest main event in All In history. But I get it, Will. You're the aerial assassin, right? You like to thrive in the sky, so the last thing you wanted to do was get down with the devil! The biggest stage in AEW. So Kenny Omega wins the AEW Championship. Great. Before all the sickos start getting mad because I'm not overly excited that Kenny is going to go to All In to face Will Ospreay, let me make this clear for the 1,486th time. I'm a Kenny Omega fan. I like Kenny Omega. I like the storyline of little brother facing big brother at All In London. I just think Will Ospreay beating MJF at Wembley makes such a better storyline. Even though we'd already seen the match a few times, it still doesn't negate the fact that this was the match to book this year. There is no debate that MJF is the top guy in AEW. I can't name too many people on that roster that could tell the story MJF could. Every time these two had a match, it was an absolute classic. Remember the first one on Dynamite where MJF defeated Ospreay for the International Championship? The match went 59 minutes and 58 seconds with MJF winning after snuffing Will Ospreay with the Dynamite Diamond Ring in one of the best Dynamite matches of all time. We all remember the visual of MJF leaving with the oxygen tank holding up the championship. This was fire, man. After that, we remember MJF getting rid of the International Championship and turning it to the American Championship. That led to All In 2024 where Will Ospreay got his redemption and beat MJF in front of his hometown in London in another classic. Y'all remember MJF coming out with the American flag? This was fire, man. So these two are 1-1 against each other, and me personally, I just think the third match at All In would have been incredible, man. Will Ospreay has never been able to win the AEW Championship. His dream was to win the big title in London. MJF doing everything in his power to stop him would have been perfect. It even got me more excited before MJF match at Beach Break. They both had a little standoff, man, and MJF straight spit directly in Ospreay's face, man. This the type of emotion, this the type of hatred that could have been built going into All In. Now, I'm gonna be honest. Yes, people are speculating MJF is still dealing with a knee injury he suffered in his match with Roosh, and that could be the reason why he drops the belt early and they went a different direction. Maybe he needs surgery. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if y'all know any updates, man. If that's the case, I understand 100% why they went the direction they're going now. But if that's not the case, I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea why you don't put the number one guy that's on your roster in the main event on the biggest show of the year. That would have been the best way to get Ospreay over. Now, on the other hand, I'm not mad at Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay. I repeat, AEW sickos! I am not mad at Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay. Kenny Omega being back at the top of the mountain is an incredible story. He battled diverticulitis that almost ended his career and even threatened his life. He came back to AEW in the beginning of 2025, beating Gabe Kidd. Then went on to have a banger match with Takeshita at Revolution 2026. Kenny Omega been straight cooking this year, man. He showed that he's back 100%. The two matches he had with Swerve Strickland, straight classics, man. He had a crazy match at Forbidden Doors, and now another classic match with MJF at Beach Break. Him winning the title was definitely a feel-good moment. As far as him and Ospreay, like I said in the previous video, they have a lot of history in New Japan Pro Wrestling. That makes the storyline interesting. Ospreay always looked up to Kenny Omega. Like I just said, the big brother, little brother dynamic. The only singles match they had had in AEW was at Forbidden Door, I think, 2023 for the IWGP US Championship, and Ospreay won that. Kenny Omega does have an incentive to try to tie the series up, but let's be real. We all know there's no possible way he's walking out of Wembley with the title retaining. There's also another element. I forgot who said this in my chat, my bad, man, but somebody made a good point of Kenny Omega possibly retiring at All In Wembley, making it even that much of a bigger deal that Will Ospreay not only won the title, but he retired his protege, man. So I could feel that idea too. Regardless, this is going to be a passing of the torch situation, if anything. When Will beats Kenny, this is going to be a special moment. It's going to be incredible, especially for the sickos. Bobby Monsoon, you're not excited for the main event and All In? Bobby Monsoon, you're not putting every single solitary thing AEW does, dog. If I put AEW over 100,000 times, the one time I say I would have rather this happen than that happen, the AEW sickos start to be on the brink of a heart attack. Give me a break, dog, I promise you. I really hope next week Tony Khan considers doing a rematch at Redemption. Because think about it. If Will Ospreay never interfered, we're not even having this conversation anyway. If you ask me, I think Kenny Omega might need to consider changing one of his nicknames. Why you say that, Bobby Monsoon? Because don't they call this guy the cleaner or something like that? Well, then to beat MJF, why you had to start playing dirty? Oh, why you say that, Bobby Monsoon, exclusively on BobbyMonsoon.com. Y'all asked for it and it's here. The Why You Say That t-shirt. I want to thank everybody that's copping the merch, that's liking, commenting, subscribing, hyping, everybody in my lives multiple times in a week, all the people in the chat. I want to thank everybody, man. Y'all really helped the channel grow. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. BobbyMonsoon.com. And Why You Say That shirt now. Back to the content. Dynamite started off with... It don't even matter what it started off with. The Don Callis family brings home the International Championship. The Proto Star, Kyle Fletcher, beat Takeshita, man. This was incredible. Takeshita was in a straight dog fight, but Kyle just different. It didn't take nobody. He didn't need no steel chair. He didn't need no help from anybody outside. Maybe a tiny bit of help from Mr. Don Callis. But it didn't really matter, man. Kyle Fletcher comes out on top for the International Championship. This was a fire decision. Now, a lot of people was telling me that. I think Takeshita supposed to be in the G1 or something like that. Something they're doing in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So he's going to drop the belt to Kyle, and maybe they run it back at All In. I'm not sure, man. But fire match on Beach Break. After the match, man, you had Mick Foley coming out there talking crazy to my OG, man. Kyle Fletcher was going to beat the brakes off of Mick Foley, but he decided to give him a pass, man. There's a lot of speculation online. A lot of people are thinking that Mick Foley's going to come back for one more match. Me, personally, I don't want to see it happen. Maybe I'll put this somewhere in the video, but I went over it on my live, man. Mick Foley, he tried to do a last match like 2 years ago. Bro was having concussions and he was having a lot of weird stuff happening, dog, and he decided not to do it. His family don't want him to have one more match.
Hey, everyone. It's Mick Foley with an update on that final match that I was thinking about having for my 60th birthday. As some of you know, I had to miss a couple weekends of appearances because of dizziness and lightheadedness. I hadn't done too much in the ring, but I had done a little bit. I had noticed that I was lightheaded after one of the workouts, but I thought it would go away. So it just seems like the wisest move, and one that's strongly supported by my family, is to call off that final match. If I can get concussed from something I'm not even aware of, then some of the things that I was thinking of doing and hoping of doing in a big match would not be smart.
As bad as I would love to see Mick Foley in the AEW ring, dog, he done enough for the wrestling business, man. So I'm on the side of him not getting in the ring again. I don't think they're gonna go in that direction, but you never know, man. AEW threw more than one curveballs in their day, so you never know, man. Then you had the boy, the backstabber, Andrade. How you know? Coming out, man, letting people know, man, he still wants smoke. He said he's gonna take something from the Don Callis family. Don Callis say, cool, man, you could have a match with Jake Doyle, and then if you win that match, you get a match with Mark Davis for the national championship. So we'll see how that plays out, man. This actually led to like a backstage brawl backstage, man. Darby Allin, he's playing with explosives again, y'all. An explosive blows up in I think Brian Cage or somebody face, man. Then you see that boy Andrade with the detonator. This is crazy. This was a fire segment though, through and through. Now to start Dynamite off, you had My Shadow Knows My Story, the Psycho Killer, Tommaso Ciampa, playing no games with Chris Jericho. Yo, it was a crazy spot in this match. Chris Jericho falling face first into the steel steps. No hand, no protection, just straight skin and steel, man. This was fire. He busted him open. Bet this was a great match from Chris Jericho, man. Chris Jericho been putting on all bangers since he been back. Fire matches with Ricochet, Stadium Stampede, now Beach Break with Tommaso. He's been doing nothing but good, man. Definitely leading into Redemption and All In. I'm excited for everything Chris Jericho doing. The Psycho Killer came out on top, and he was about to show you why they called him the Psycho Killer. He grabbed the drill about the put a hole in Chris Jericho's forehead. Thank God the AEW staff, security, and everybody else was able to stop him because it was going to get bad. You had a match, Will Ospreay, Jon Moxley going over the Workhorsemen, the Workmen. I forgot their names, man. They're a new tag team in AEW. They go over on them. This was kind of like a filler match, to be honest. Jon Moxley, Will Ospreay just showing great chemistry. Good tag team match, you know what I mean? The Death Rider storyline keeps continuing, man. Jon Moxley got the Continental title. What are we doing for Redemption? What are we doing for All In? Let me know in the comments what you think Jon Moxley should be doing going into both Redemption and All In. Jon Moxley been carrying the Continental title like nothing before, man. The TNT title fire, but for me in 2026, that Continental title has been the secondary title in AEW. I can't wait to see what Jon Moxley gonna do next. So you had rumors that Jack Perry still hasn't re-signed with AEW, but he let it be known in a video package that he finally re-signed with All Elite Wrestling for the next few years. That's cool, man. In the video package, he's talking about wanting a shot at the AEW Championship. Jack Perry, I like your work and all of that, but bro, you worry about the Continental, the National, the TNT. You got to worry about something else. The line is too long for the AEW Championship, especially when you got Kevin Knight wanting to be 2 belts. You got Swerve still wanting power. You got Okada, Takeshita. They never been AEW champions. You still got Darby Allin, MJF. You got Kenny Omega. You got Will Ospreay. The list is stacked. Andrade. Shout out to Jack Perry, though. I like Jack Perry work, but you know what I mean? I respect you got high aspirations, but I think maybe you need to tone it down a little bit, man. Maybe go get you be the second-time national champion or something like that. Now, also on Dynamite, you had the return of Willow Nightingale. Oh, I love the BBWs. Willow Nightingale comes out, surprises everyone in a Casino Gauntlet match. Straight demolish everyone, wins the Casino Gauntlet match. This match was funny, man. You had Tekla on that Tequila Tekla going off on everybody, man. She even questioned if Willow Nightingale was even hurt. This was hilarious, man. But Willow Nightingale winds up winning the gauntlet match. This was hard, man. I thought Athena or somebody was going to win. I kind of forgot about Willow Nightingale. She had a shoulder injury. I should have known because she just dropped the vignette of her coming back. So she pops up in the gauntlet match. She wins. Now we got Tekla versus Willow Nightingale at Redemption. Also, after the match, you had something happen too, man. You had Mercedes Moné come out here, hit Tekla and hit Willow Nightingale with the titles. Then you have Megan Bain and Leonard Cross beat up the Triangle of Madness. So you had a lot of moving parts going on. We might get another Stadium Stampede, but women's version, I'm not opposed to it. We'll see what happens, man. But the bigger story is Willow Nightingale and Tekla at Redemption. You know, Willow Nightingale, one of my favorite wrestlers in AEW, men or women. Tekla, I just became a super big fan of her ever since she won the AEW championship. I've seen all of her matches, most of her matches, seen most of her promos. I'm just a big fan of Tekla. I wanted her to walk into All In with the championship, but I'm not going to lie. Willow and Mercedes Moné are all in. The story is probably there. Or maybe do a triple threat match. Willow, Tekla, and Mercedes Moné. Either way, I'm cool with that. But Redemption, I think these two women are going to cook. Now, the last match you had, Kenny Omega winning the AEW championship. MJF, 45 days of having the AEW championship. Great job. He'll be fourth time AEW champion before the year is out, I believe. I don't know, man. A lot of people was trolling me last night on my live saying I was about to cry, my voice was cracking, my eyes was watery. I don't know, man. I explained it the best way on my live yesterday. It's kind of like you getting in a fight and you lose the fight, and it's just like, it sucks that you lost the fight, but I'm not like livid, or I'm not super mad. I lost a good fight. I had, you know what I mean? I had a prediction All In was going to be MJF versus Will Ospreay. That's not the case. You know what I mean? Shout out to Chris Collins. Shout out to everybody, the AEW chat, the AEW sickos. Y'all the reason why I didn't go nuclear last night, because y'all prepped me for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. Oh, Bobby Monsoon, look at New Japan Wrestling. Bobby Monsoon, look at this match, that match. Do the history. Do your research. And see the history between Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega. I checked out the history. I think it's fire. I can't say I can't wait, but I think it'll be a good match. I think it'd be a good match. But the fact still remains, me personally, I still wanted MJF versus Will Ospreay. Just me personally, I'm allowed to have my personal opinion. Just because the AEW sickles all say one thing doesn't mean that I have to go with them. I just don't operate like that. Sorry. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about that fire beach break pay-per-view, man. Kenny Omega, let me not disrespect that match, because I feel like I'm glossing over it a little bit just because I didn't like the outcome. This was an incredible match from these two, dog. The Hurricanrana from Will Ospreay. I forgot what type of Hurricanrana he did, but spiking Kenny Omega on the head, man. Kenny Omega, it took 3 V triggers, the one-winged Angel, dog, to end the match, man. He almost lost. He got the skin of his teeth, bro. He almost had it, man. He got away. If MJF was able to land that dynamite diamond ring, we're having a different conversation. Bobby Monsoon is popping bottles at the end of this, because we getting what I want at All In, but that didn't happen. To say to say that Kenny Omega didn't deserve it after all he been through, career-threatening medical situations. Come on, that's cat, bro. Yeah, I mean, Kenny Omega deserved it. It was a feel-good moment for him to pass the torch at All In. I can't, you know what I mean? I don't hate it. It's not what I wanted, but I also don't hate it. You know what I mean? So there you have it. Incredible match. This was the match of the night. This is how you're supposed to drop the title. A lot of people say, oh, Bobby, why you didn't go nuclear? That's because when Darby Allin dropped the title to MJF, I don't like squash matches. No, I hate squash matches. All the whatever move that was and 4 coffin drops. Okay, bro. Like, I didn't like that. He lost the title in a respectable match. He lost the title to a respectable opponent, even though Darby Allin's a respectable opponent too. I'm just saying. He lost the title to a respectable opponent. And we all knew he was losing the title at Redemption. It just happened a little bit early. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. Redemption, do they run it back in a rematch, or do we just keep this how it is? If you ask me, I'm just saying whatever, bro. I'm done with it, bro. Just keep it how it is. Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay wins. Get the torch passed to him, and there'll still be a good story, man. I'm still looking forward to All In, and you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not tripping too much, man. Whatever happens, dog, you could do JD Drake versus Kenny Omega at whatever at All In. It'll be still better than Crackdown. But let me know in the comments what you think about that. Crackdown is Friday. We're back there 2 hours. Thank the heavens for that. We get to see CM Punk come back and see what's going on with him. Also, I think there's going to be a ball at the ballpark Friday after the Minnesota game. So I think I might check that out too after Crackdown. I might cover that too. It depends if I catch it. But let me know in the comments what you think about that, though. Bobby Monsoon 215, like, comment, subscribe. Bah!